Hi everyone, I'm Jody from Yoga by the Lake and welcome. I am going to be doing my honest review over yoga practices that I find on YouTube, and I will make sure that I link back to those practices in the description. Now, this isn't to make anyone feel bad or tear other teachers down. I'm not interested in that. I am just talking about my perspective from a yoga teacher who's been teaching for 10 years, who has her own studio, her own clients, and who specializes in recovery yoga and gentle yoga and yoga for mobility. So this is just my lens, and you're going to see that I struggle with probably the same things that you struggle with, which is really eye-opening. Please enjoy. You will see me struggle. It will be a great time, and you'll also hear my honest review as we walk through the practice. I chose a 15-minute morning flow because I was looking for a little bit more energy. This is yoga with Nicole. And it's a beautiful backdrop of the ocean. It's extremely relaxing, and I really couldn't wait to see how this practice was going to unfold. Starting in child's pose was excellent, great choice. I wish there had been more pranayama or breath work. There are so many beautiful pranayamas that can really help to energize and uplift the body, especially if you're feeling exhausted, like breath of fire. If there's no contraindication, that can be a really nice one. And just moving with the breath can be a nice way to revitalize and energize the body.
Exhale, round your spine and gaze towards your navel.
I love cat-cow. Cat-cow is an energetic posture. It will help to kind of release tension through the spine. However, things got a little wonky with this next prompt, and you can see my face. I totally didn't understand what was being asked here.
Really point your sitting bones up towards the sky as you press the floor away from you, finding lots of length through your spine.
Downward facing dog is a classic posture. It can be really revitalizing, especially if there's a lot of tension in the body. So another great choice here.
Your low lunge. Open your chest, inhale. Then press back, straighten your right leg and fold over your leg on your exhale.
Gotta love that look of confusion. I typically teach and practice with the knee down for my low lunge, so I totally missed this prompt. I'm sure if you practice this particular set regularly, this makes sense and you wouldn't have dropped the prompt.
Inhale. Exhale, let's step our right foot back, coming into our lunge.
I did pick it up on the opposite side, and I will say that it was a bit over flexing for me personally, but I can see how that would bring a lot of mobility and movement to somebody who practices this particular way of moving more regularly.
You can as you shift forward and back, feeling a really nice stretch.
So with the knee up in this crescent lunge, it made me feel very unbalanced. I probably wouldn't teach this in my gentle class because I didn't feel secure. I feel like that's really important for my students in particular who come to me for a more rehabilitating kind of class.
Upward facing dog on your inhale. Press back, down dog on your exhale.
The teacher had quite a few down dogs, chaturanga, upward facing dog, vinyasa flow in this particular practice. I struggle with chaturanga a lot, and it's just a body mechanic for me. I don't teach it personally in my classes because, again, they're more recovery based, and I find that anyone with shoulder stuff kind of going on really doesn't feel as secure and balanced in that posture. So we tend to do other things like baby cobra or coming into plank and dropping all the way down to our bellies.
And press back to downward facing dog. Let's return to my favorite move, our ripples that we did at the start of class. So inhale, ripple your spine forward to plank. Exhale, press back.
I love that she says this is her favorite move with these ripples. I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really nice posture that I would actually teach in addition to what I do teach typically. And it just was a bit more energy and a bit more empowering, moving through the entire body in this way. I found it to be a really nice addition to this practice. I like that she started with it, and I like that she ended with it as well.
Behind you, reach your right arm by your ear, wild thing, really lifting your hips up nice and high.
Wild thing is a highly energetic posture. The entire front body is opening and stretching, and it's a very powerful posture. I like it. It's definitely one of my favorites. I don't really prompt it as much during class because it's a little tricky to get into if you've never done it before. That's my terrible excuse. I absolutely should bring this into my classes more, so I thank her for that.
Inhale, reach your right arm up and over. Then exhale, turn your chest to the floor and swing around to the other side, bringing your left arm by your ear. Then come back up.
I don't know if that was the placement of these arm circles. They didn't feel very good in my body. They are energetic, and I think my students would really like them. So I'm glad they were in there, and I'm glad I got to experience it. It just didn't feel good in my cervical spine. So it's something that I want to keep in mind when I'm practicing or guiding anybody else through this.
Put your hands in front of your heart. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's morning yoga flow and you're ready for your day ahead.
My biggest sadness with this was that we didn't end in Shavasana, and I understand why, because this is a morning flow class. Typically, you wouldn't end in Shavasana, you wouldn't end in a resting posture. There's something that I just really love about Shavasana, and I love that I can introduce my students to it and have them really drop into whatever's going on inside of them at that time. I took my own Shavasana at the end, which is always something you can do when watching any videos on YouTube. So all in all, I'm not here to put anyone down or make anyone feel bad or give a number rating review on this practice. I appreciate it when teachers are vulnerable in sharing their practice and the way that they teach and guide to others. So in honor of that, I am so happy to share this practice, Yoga with Nicole. If you want to check her out and go ahead and try one of her videos, you can. Absolutely. I will link it down in the bottom. My honest review is, if you are a beginning student of yoga, maybe not starting with this. Maybe do a few classes in the studio first. Maybe get like a month under your belt and then move on to this practice. Or maybe Nicole has some beginning friendly postures. Sometimes it can be difficult with the vinyasas, and there were a few little things in there that I would just keep real mindful of if you are recovering or trying to heal from any past injuries. So yeah, that's my honest review. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this and you want to see me absolutely fail at a whole other bunch of practices, please subscribe and like this video. I will be trying new practices, some that are totally out of my comfort zone, and I cannot wait to share that with you and do my review of that. And you can watch me struggle with my chaturanga because it's quite the sight to see. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jody and I'm from Yoga by the Lake, and I will see you again very soon.